All right, boys, let's go over all of the Topstep payout policy rules, procedures, some tips and some tricks to clear any and all confusion, and you guys know exactly how to strategize and exactly how to go into trading on your XFA accounts in order to max out your payouts and just keep your account safe and running for as long as possible, guys. So let's jump into it. The Topstep payout policy rules are extremely straightforward and simple. The question for most people is how often and when can I take a payout? So rule number one, guys, is traders can request a payout of up to 50% of their account balance after accumulating 5 winning trading days per payout request. A winning trading day is counted when a day's net profit and loss is $200 or more. So in other words, every time you accumulate a day of $200 or more, you need 5 of those in total between each payout request that you make. So you do not need to make 5 $200 green days back to back to back to back. They do not have to be consecutive or in a row, but as soon as you accumulate those 5, whether you do that over the course of 1 week, you did it over the course of a couple weeks, a few weeks, a month, it doesn't really matter when you get it. As long as you get those 5 green days of $200 or more, then you're going to be eligible for another payout request. I want to give you guys a quick drawing example here of how you can strategize with taking payouts on your XFA account, and obviously give you guys some little tips and tricks here that you might not have known that can save you in the long run when it comes to trading on your XFA and taking payouts. So we're going to use a 150K XFA account for this example. And when you get this account, your account balance is going to be $0, right? So when you get your XFA account, it's not going to say, 150K like it will on your Combine. It's just going to say $0 for your account balance. But all the same rules that you were trading with on your Combine apply, minus the consistency rule. There is no consistency rule. Once you actually get into a funded account, you can make as much money as you want, and you're not going to be impeded by, making only 50% like you were on your Combine. But you have the same max drawdown, guys, of $4,500 on this XFA account. So when you start trading your account, all the same rules are going to apply. And as you start to grow that account and trade into profit, you're probably going to start to ask yourself, okay, now that I'm in profit, how much profit should I start to make before I actually take my first payout? And this is my rule of thumb. This is what I would recommend. Obviously, you can do whatever it is that you want. This is not financial advice. You can trade your accounts the way that you want to trade your accounts that makes sense for you. But this is my personal strategy, and I personally think that this is one of the better ways to approach doing it. So we know that you can only lose $4,500 on the account. And the other thing that people don't know is once you trade your account above $4,500 in profit, right? So let's just say this was 4.5K of profit, aka 3% of that account balance. You have to keep in mind that this is going to work the same exact way that your Combine did. So your trailing drawdown is going to follow you up to your starting balance, your account balance, all the way up to 3% of that account. So for a 150K account size, you're going to be looking at 4.5K. That is when you're going to have your trailing drawdown stop following you up. And then anything that you make over the 4.5K is going to be considered a buffer, aka a cushion. So what I would personally recommend is not taking a payout until you've gotten a little bit of cushion above this 4.5K number. And the reason for that is because if you take that payout, let's say you get your 5 $200 green days prior to reaching this 4.5K of profit, right? Let's say you're at like 2.5K or 2K. The reason that you would maybe not want to take a payout just yet is because the very first moment that you take that first payout, that trailing drawdown, it doesn't matter where it was, right? It might have only been a couple $1,000s below your starting balance at that point because it was just following up your equity curve. But the moment you take that first payout, even if you haven't reached this buffer amount yet, it's going to automatically set that trailing drawdown to your account balance. So if you took a payout, let's say you were 2K in profit, and let's just say you took a payout of $500. Well, then your new account balance would become 1.5K. So you would have taken out $500 of profit. They're going to deduct that from your account balance. That's going to leave you with 1.5K. But that trailing drawdown is going to now follow you up to your account balance, and you're now only going to have 1.5K of wiggle room to actually work with. So what I would recommend is whatever amount of profit, whatever amount of cushion that you can build above this 4.5K buffer on a 150K account, that is what you should look to take your payout on. So that way you can always remain in profit, you can remain with a big enough cushion to leave yourself room for error. At least for me, I've found that that's the most comfortable. That's the best way to do it if you want to keep maintaining a healthy margin on your account and obviously not put that account in jeopardy to where you could go on a losing streak for a couple trades and then you end up blowing the entire account up. So for me personally, what I would say is anything above that buffer zone is clear and green light to be withdrawn. It's also important to keep in mind that, again, you can only take up to 50% of your account balance of profit in the beginning stages of your XFA. But this does eventually change because once you accumulate 30 days or more of the same exact criteria, $200 or more green days, again, not consecutive, not back-to-back in a row or anything like that. Once you've accumulated 30 of those green days in total, now you've unlocked access to 100% of your account balance. And then the cool part about that is once you've reached those 30 days, you can also take a request at any time. So you do not need to keep hitting those 5 green days in between each payout request. The moment you get those 30 days accumulated, you can take a payout whenever you want, and you can have access to 100% of your account. Now, obviously, you're probably not going to want to take out 100% of your account because if you do, you're going to be liquidating the entire thing, and then you're going to just have to start over from scratch. So you're obviously always going to want to strategize with yourself and put a game plan in place to obviously leave enough margin to be able to continue trading with if that's what you want to do. Again, not financial advice. If you want to close your account and start all over again, do your thing. But that would just be my rule of thumb, guys. But once you accumulate those 30 days, you've kind of entered yourself into that next tier of freedom when it comes to taking payouts on your XFA. The last thing to go over here for the payout policy is obviously the profit split. This is obviously something that all prop firms have. One cool thing that Topstep does is they give traders 100% of their initial profits up to $10,000. So it doesn't matter how many accounts it takes you to do it. It's not per account, but $10,000 of profit not split at all is going to be the traders and the traders alone to keep. So you get to keep your first 10K without splitting any of those profits with the firm. And then obviously after that initial 10,000 mark has been hit, that is when you're going to go to the 90-10 profit split where you keep 90% of your profits and then Topstep will take the 10% for themselves. Again, that $10,000 mark payout policy is per trader, guys. So per trader, not per account. You don't get to keep your first 10K per every single XFA account that you have. It's just once you've accumulated that $10,000 and your payouts exceed that 10K mark, that's when the 90-10 profit split is going to kick in. And last but not least, boys and girls, you have all the available payout methods. Wise, ACH, bank transfer, wire, Swift transfer, international wire transfer as well, guys. So plenty of different ways to receive a payout. Totally up to you. You will have to obviously provide proof of life, proof of your identity before requesting your payouts. That's kind of just goes without saying. They want to make sure that you're an actual real legal person to be able to take this money out of your account. And obviously when it comes to working with a regulated firm here in the United States, you got to pay your taxes, boys and girls. As much as we all hate to pay our taxes, it's something that you just got to do, guys. So it's legally required and it's just part of being an adult, I'm afraid. So without further ado, boys and girls, that is the entire Topstep payout policy. This is right on the Topstep website. So I'll leave a link to this below in the description of this video, but hopefully this cleared up any and all confusion that anybody might have had around the rules with the payout policy on the XFAs when you first move into the XFA, but then also the extra freedom that you gain as you accumulate more green days inside of that account and where you can really take this. If you want to get a Topstep Combine, the link in the description will give you a 20% discount at checkout. All you have to do is click the link, accept all cookies, and then when you go to checkout, the discount will automatically be applied to your first month trading with Topstep. If you want to save some money getting a Topstep Combine, the link in the description will give you a 20% discount at checkout. All you have to do is click the link, accept all cookies, and then the discount will automatically be applied to your order when you check out for your first month trading with Topstep. If the video was helpful and cleared any confusion for you, leave a like, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. As you guys can see, I'm already dressed and ready to go play a round of golf. So I'm going to go and do that, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.